Kia ora koutou and welcome to Term 2. While I'd like to do my video newsletters at the end of the week normally, I thought I'd just quickly put something together to welcome you back to the new term and I suppose acknowledge that this is quite a new environment for us to all be working in, just wanted to touch base with you all as we enter into it. Now, hope you've all had the chance to have a really good break over the last couple of weeks. It was quite, a full-on end to the term as we were dealing with a range of different changes and announcements and, quite quick adjustments to our regular school life, and you all done an incredible job at managing and dealing with that. So I hope over that time you've adjusted to life in your bubble, and it's incredible to think we're nearly 3 weeks into, basically 3 weeks into that whole process. We are looking forward to future announcements about what school will look like, for us as we come out of level 4, but I do acknowledge that we are more than likely to have a range of different remote learning occurring even for quite some time, I would imagine, as we go down through the levels. And so I do want to just remind you all that we are still continuing to try and get devices to students. So if you're in that situation where you haven't taken that opportunity at this point, it's not too late. If you could just contact me via the email or any, it has to really be email, sdc@pcol.school.nz. I'll be able to make the right connections there and get something underway so that everybody has a device. And if you are without internet connection and you're watching this via your phone or something like that, we can work with the ministry to try and set up internet at your home as well. So please don't hesitate in getting back in touch. It's not too late to do something about that. As we head into remote learning, obviously I've indicated that teachers will be in touch with all students and families about expectations there and how things will work. And we really want students to be able to have choice around how their day looks. While some things will be set in terms of set Zoom meetings at various times, other things will be flexible around how that learning looks. And I'm really conscious around the need for students to look after their well-being, and that people's houses are going to be quite different. The rhythms of the routines and things in a house is going to be quite different for different families, and what works for one family and one student's not going to be the same as what works for another. So we're really keen to see a range of different ways of working and flexibility around that as well. And I think key for us is that you communicate with your teachers around what can and can't work for you, and so we can factor that in. And I think, look at a day like today, you've got a beautiful day out there, and keeping physically fit and making those opportunities to get outside of the house and not just be sitting in front of the screen all day is really important. And so it may be in the middle of the day that's an opportunity to get out and go for a run or go for a walk, or just make the most of having a bit of a break away from a screen or your work. And that is absolutely fine and not something we should feel guilty about in terms of what a normal day looks like, because there's not a normal day at the moment. A school timetable doesn't really factor in, other than providing us a foundation to be able to connect without clashes. So just wanted to put that out there as well. It's really important that you are looking out for yourselves and taking those opportunities to enjoy this amazing place and that we live in. Look, I'm going to keep in touch with you all as as we progress through, and any information I get around information about the school and the start to returning back into connected teaching and learning at the college. I'll certainly be keeping you well up to speed with what's happening there. But in the meantime, I just wish you all the best as we launch ourselves into the remainder of this, the beginning of this term, and just wish you well with that. Mā te wā.